On today's Not Another Gaming podcast, we are going to talk about NBA 2K20's absolute mess of a launch. We're going to talk about Apple Arcade and where it fits in next to the other 6,000 streaming programs and video games right now. And also, video games taking one step closer to actually being in the Olympics. So we got a jam-packed show for you. We've got Brian Shea from GameInformer, who's guest starring this week. Let's get right into it. Yo, welcome back to Not Another Gaming Podcast. It is your boy, Papa Dom, and we are live and direct. It is episode 145 of Not Another Gaming Podcast, and I'm so glad that you guys are here with us right now. If you're wondering, Dom, where'd you get that amazing shirt? I can't tell you because I'm trying to keep these secrets to myself. I think Rob's using some sort of facilities right now, so we're going to just go around the horn. We're going to introduce some folks. First of all, our guest of honor this week, digital editor over at GameInformer, haver of very nice hair and also very nice shirts, Mr. Brian Shea. How you doing, man?
Doing well, man. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh, you didn't expect me to throw it back to you, did you?
I didn't think so. No, I wasn't. I didn't think you were just gonna like volley that right back. I was kind of caught off guard.
Threw it right back in your face.
Oh my god. I've never met anybody this polite before. Shut off the podcast.
Yeah, things are good, man.
Excellent. Welcome. So also, of course, usually they're to my left and my right, so I'm kind of messed up now. So to my above and to my left. First of all, the Sultan of SEO, the architect of wickedgoodgaming.com, and just an all-around great guy. You know, he's a little tall for my taste, but he can always let me know when it's about to rain. Mr. Chris P., how are you?
That was very nice of you, Dom. I appreciate that. Usually it's like Gumby or Stretch or just something along the lines of being a tall, goofy, fucking drunk mess. But I appreciate that. I appreciate the compliments. I have been working hard. If whoever's listening now hasn't checked out the revamped wickedgoodgaming.com, please go take a look. Nice and mobile optimized now. Really good for reading on the go, all that good stuff. Kind of blowing smoke up my own ass, but it does look nice. Crispy, tall, and lanky.
All right, absolutely. And, of course, my other co-host, one man who is known to make decline bench presses just tremble in fear if he gets too close. And the only person with on this podcast with a product named after him, the GoPro, is Mr. Dr. Bob. How's everything going?
Oh, I get it. That literally took like...
I still don't get it.
It's because every time you play a game for more than 8 hours, you're like, I'm going pro.
Oh, that was... All right, that's actually kind of
all
good.
All right, you know what? GoPro, I want some royalties. Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I am almost halfway through this dog sitting excursion because my parents went out to Italy for a couple of weeks. And...
doing good?
Yeah, this is the most fucking humbling experience of my entire life. I am never going to have my own dog. I never plan on having children. I don't want responsibility ever in my life.
Yeah.
Until I just, that's it. I want nothing under my care ever.
Yeah.
And I'm almost a doctor.
Yeah. You're like pretty close.
You have a
big mantle of responsibility like week over week.
Yeah.
Typically, you don't handle it like super well.
No.
By this point in the week, it's like mental breakdown time.
If you were my doctor, I'd pull the plug on myself.
I would beat you to it so fucking fast.
Because you'd walk in, but I don't even feel like being here today.
Trust me, I fucking don't, dude. I don't want to be there.
Bob's patients they're like strapped to the bed and they have to listen to him complain. They're just like, oh my god, this guy just told me the dog had to go out to pee. Like everybody's dog has to go out to pee. Like, what is wrong with them?
All right, okay.
Sir, my arm's falling off. Can you please?
Let me explain this. Yesterday, Sonny pissed all over the house. I'm gonna say a safe bet 6 times. 6 times, and every single time it was escalating mental breakdown every single time. It was exponentially increasing every time he pissed somewhere in the house.
Yeah.
So
it's
at
like boiling
5,
points. Like MTV's
at like 5, I broke down. I was like, "You look, the house is yours. You guys win. Piss and shit wherever you want. I'm gonna go to bed. Have fun."
It's like the human perspective from like any movie that involves animals talking and like they take over the house or something like that. It's actually like a real version of that. I mean, they were sweethearts. They were sweethearts when I was over the other night. So.
Yeah, and then he left a log in front of my door as a little present. Like, hey, thanks for letting us out all night. I'm gonna go shit in front of your door.
I mean, you just I don't have any. I got nothing for you, but.
Neither do I.
I'm surprised that that's the first time anybody's ever shit in front of your door. Let's just put it that way.
Definitely not the first.
Okay.
God.
Definitely.
All right. We'll save that for the weekend recap. So yeah, let's do a little something we like to call a weekend recap.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
We have the sound effects now live on the show, so you hear that shit. Well, they don't hear that stuff, but you hear it on Twitch, which is great. So, Chris, let's start off with you. Just because, you're the only one not wearing a patterned shirt.
I feel like that was just an easy way out to tell me to go first, but
I could have just said Chris go first, but I mean...
That's fine. I want to go first. Can I go first?
All right, Bob, you go first.
No, I'm going to go first. All right, so my weekend was pretty good. Didn't really do too much. I had some work. Gambled a lot this weekend for some reason. I don't know why. It's like sometimes when I'm bored, I'll pull up my online bookie website. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I feel like playing virtual blackjack today. I'm definitely gonna win because I haven't lost every 100 times I've played. So I did that. Threw some money around on the Pats game. Ended up winning a couple of those actually. So I'm even for the weekend. So with that being said, I'm gonna actually start posting some esports gambling insights and everything on the website at wickedgoodgaming.com. So it's going to be wicked good gambling. So I'm going to try to bet on games that I've never played in my life. Catch me putting the mortgage on a team in fucking Dota. I don't even know who they are. I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be screaming at the TV. No idea what's happening. Screaming at Twitch. Other than that, it was good. I've been playing WoW a little bit, but I haven't really been playing much of anything besides that and a little bit of GTA, just trying to finish up the story again.
All right.
But that's about it. Pass it over to Bob. Bob, what are you doing? What are you playing?
The only notable thing I did this weekend was I streamed WoW for a cumulative, I think, like 18 hours. I'm almost positive. And that was just streaming. I played more than the 18 hours off stream as well.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah. Me and Q, our boy Quatonic, have been grinding the shit out of WoW. And we got to Scarlet Monastery, and we've just been running through that dungeon over and over again, trying to get the drops. But yeah, doing a lot of WoW streaming. We are in the process of a couple of people catching up to us at this point. So Kyle, Flex King, aka Noodle Arms, Muzz, Muzz's wife. I think everyone's starting. Yeah, Gwen. Is starting to catch up, and at some point, we all should be mid-30s together. I'm thinking. I don't know. We'll see what happens this weekend when I, stream another 20 fucking hours of WoW while dog sitting. And then besides that, it's just been this running around every 45. I literally set a timer, a recurring 45-minute timer, to take him out to piss. Because if I don't, I will step outside of my room and almost blow out my knee again into a fucking puddle of piss.
I mean...
It's happened twice. It's happened twice so far, where I felt my leg buckle as my foot slipping out from underneath
how many
me.
Coors Lights are you giving Sonny that he's got to piss every 5 seconds? It sounds like me on a Saturday, or me on a Tuesday.
I don't get it. His fucking bladder has to be that big.
Well, yeah, he's a puppy, you idiot. Of course his bladder's that big.
Okay, but all right, whatever, dude.
He's like, dude, grow up.
Yeah, grow up, Sonny. I've only pissed twice today. You pissed twice in the past hour, dude. I know human anatomy. I don't know dog anatomy.
I'm actually surprised that Bob's not trying to piss more, just to outrank Sonny. Look, dude, you think you can piss more than me? And he's drinking 6 gallons of water a day.
I'm gonna stop pissing all over the house soon too.
Blame it on the dog. You can get away with it.
I can't because I have to fucking clean it up.
Wait till your parents get home and start shitting in corners of the house and blaming it on the dog.
This is your dog's fault.
Oh my god. Oh, Brian, how was your weekends? How you been? And what have you been playing?
Oh man, my weekend was busy. So I just got back from assignment on Friday, and I worked all weekend. So I put 24 hours into writing over the course of Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Mother
Oh
God.
shit.
and yeah, I was pretty much dead over the weekend. I was dead to the world, aside from a trip to Target.
Hey, there
Uh,
you go.
Yeah, I live in, man. What do you know? Freaking Target. Yeah, kill myself. So yeah, like I don't know. My Target sucks, dude. Like I go
Really?
there, like yeah, I don't know. It's better than the Walmart by me though, so I guess that's
right.
something.
Probably like less weird people in that Target, maybe.
Yeah, there's less weird people, but it's like the lines were just wrapped around the front. I don't know why. It's September. It's not November. Why is it like that?
Do they have a
Like there's no
Starbucks in
reason
there
for it.
in your
There
Target?
is a Starbucks in there.
It's
That's a separate
PSLs.
line.
PSLs.
It could be
There
for
was
the
like two
people
people in
that
line for the Starbucks.
What's that?
it could be
Oh,
the
yeah.
people that are getting ready for the fall. They're like fall shopping, buying decor and shit like
Yeah.
that. Dom, you did that, didn't you?
Dude, absolutely. I
Weekend?
sure did. I went to
Buying leaves.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, bought so many plastic leaves. Do we have more pillows than I know what to do with? Chris was over on Sunday to watch football. I literally have more pillows than I know what to do with on my couch. My wife, who is very, very intelligent and very loving and caring and a great home decorator, has in her infinite wisdom decided that we need 700 pillows in our house. Some of them are really nice, but a lot of them don't serve any purpose. Like, I'll get into bed and I will immediately push like 4 pillows off the bed because I don't need to be laying on top of I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Bob's gonna give me some pro tips for like the anime body pillows and stuff like that. Maybe I can get used to all the pillows on my bed. I know it's probably like a similar. It just
I have way too many. I don't know what to do. What advice can I give you? I have too many. Most of them are
How do you,
tucked
like-
under my bed right now.
I know, but like, how do you get comfortable if you like have too many pillows in one? You have
you
the next
spoon.
most pillow. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
You hard spoon,
Hard
and then you like waifu number one goes in the front, and then and then the other one, big spoons from behind. So it's like a anime sandwich.
It's a Bob sandwich.
Yep.
Ugh.
I'm the
So
meat.
other than that, I'm playing Gears 5 and Control, and then always Overwatch. There we go.
Awesome.
Right back on the rails.
There we go. Boom. I love that. I love that. How are you finding Gears 5 so far?
Well, I played the tutorial, and then my power went out, so
Oh my
that's
God.
how I'm finding it.
The tutorial's
I
like
actually
a
did
little
play
long
one
too.
multiplayer match, and I liked it.
Okay, all right, yeah, no, I dig it. I actually been having a really good time with it. I'm not the best at Gears multiplayer, but I'm good enough to enjoy myself. But like at a certain point, if I'm getting slapped around for like 2 or 3 consecutive matches, I'll either have to like jump into a party with some of my friends or cousins or something who are a lot better and just like get them to carry me a little bit. But then I'm like, all right, I'm hitting a streak of how many times I've apologized in the last hour. I'm like, oh fuck, sorry guys. I'm like off. My hands are cold.
Wait a second. Did you say you need to get carried by somebody in Gears of War?
Oh, go to bed, Bob. Brian, are you playing on console or are you playing on PC?
I'm playing on Xbox, yeah.
Nice. So first of all, I had no idea. I haven't played it yet. I plan on doing it, but I'm just not the type of person I really like run out the door and buy a game as soon as it comes out. But I've been talking to people like, how is it on PC and all this stuff? And supposedly it plays really well on the computer, which I'm kind of surprised at.
I'm seeing some headlines as like one of the best PC ports of like the generation, which is
Yeah.
crazy because like there's been a lot of them, and there's been a lot of ones that have just been awful. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
all the Arkham games, just anything of those on PC was just garbage, at least for like the first couple of months.
I feel like there was a streak of maybe 2 or 3 years where every PC port was just absolute garbage, and like PC fans were just getting shafted left and right, and we're just like, why doesn't this have any of the features that it comes with? And I think the Arkham games were definitely in there, but I feel like the PC ports were always trash.
I still don't think they updated Arkham Knight. I think they just released it and they were like, "Well, here it is. Good luck."
You can feel
I'm
like
almo-
you are
I am-
Batman.
I'm almost positive that it's still not updated on PC.
Yeesh.
Well,
There you go. Play it on anything else except for PC.
I'm going to play it on my Nintendo 3DS. So we're going to dig right in. We've got a lot of topics, a lot of ground we want to cover, and I'm sure that there's just a billion other things that we're forgetting about this week. But at first I thought it was a slow news week, and then I started digging in and realized that there's actually a lot that's been going on. One thing that just right off the rip that I know a lot of my friends who were trying to play NBA 2K20 the same day that the Gears 5 early access dropped, and Xbox Live completely shit the bed. So that was a lot of fun. Got home. The wife wasn't home from work yet. I was like sick. I got a couple hours. I'll just, try to burn through some Gears 5. And I got on, and as soon as my Xbox doesn't log me in automatically, I'm just, a cold sweat just like washes over my body. And I'm like, oh God, now I can't watch Netflix on this thing. Like, she's like, watch a show.
How is this different than any other time?
It's a warm sweat. It's a warm sweat.
Oh, okay.
I'm literally sweating through this thing right now. So NBA 2K20 launched, I want to say last Tuesday. Was it last Tuesday? Yeah, let's say last Tuesday. Don't fact check that, but it was launched last Tuesday, and
last week. There you go.
Yeah, last week. It launched last week. It was just riddled with bugs. The launch was an absolute mess. A lot of players were angry. Hashtag #FixTwo K20 was trending on Twitter pretty much all weekend, But once players did get into the game, they realized that while a lot of the developmental efforts may not have gone onto the game servers, they sure as hell went into like an in-game casino, and like all of the games, like drops or whatever transactions were basically slot machines. So I was a little confused by that. I am like not the biggest sports game guy, but I'm well aware of like FIFA Ultimate Team and Madden Ultimate Team and stuff like that. But it seems like they just put a bunch of slot machines inside of 2K20 for no reason, and I'm a little confused. Brian, did you have any folks that, or did you try to play 2K when it came out, or have any folks that did and get any impressions on that?
So our review just went up, and I talked to our reviewer today, and basically he was saying that like he didn't run into too many bugs while he was playing. He did run into a few like minor things, but nothing worse than like what he's run into with Madden this year.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like the microtransaction stuff, I feel like they get the same feedback every single year, and they make like minor improvements, and then the next year comes along and they keep those minor improvements, and then they go like even worse in another direction, even with those minor improvements like still intact. Like they find another way around it. So like I think it was like 2 years ago where people were like really outraged about like you had to pay like a certain amount of money to just get a haircut for your character. And they fixed that, but then like, they add the slot machine this time around, which from my understanding, it's only in the My Team mode, which is like the ultimate team for 2K. But I think that it speaks to a larger issue in the industry, and I think that a lot of developers are starting to recognize that people really hate like the random number generator for their drops, like in their rewards. Like if you look at Gears 5, it's a great example of how they've kind of addressed that, where it's you always know what you're going to get for like what you're doing. Like it's not like, hey, you're going to get a rare gun or a rare skin or whatever. It's like, no, you're going to get this particular skin for that gun.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really like. I like that approach of like not having to worry about like, oh, I finally got that loot box. Let's see what I got in it. I hope it's the skin that I want. Nope. Right. All right, back to the drawing board.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, Gears 4 was the complete opposite, where it was you're going to get one rare thing and 5 useless things and see what you get, and it was the same, shit every time. I mean, I got one that looked like a Nerf gun, and I was bullshit. I was like, this is what I wasted my in-game currency on. And I mean, there's no shortage of games that have had issues like that, and I'm really happy to know that Gears 5 is addressing that, because I feel like it wasn't too long ago chronologically, but it already feels like a bygone age where you could actually go and try to do something in a game to unlock a specific thing. Like it makes me yearn for like Halo 3 when you had to get a certain achievement to unlock a certain piece of armor, and I just feel like even though that was only a few years ago, it feels like it was 100 years ago, So I'm glad to hear that Gears 5 is addressing that, and it sucks that 2K is like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, or 2 steps diagonally. And I know that the My Team is also basically the outlet for people who want to be competitive or be in any or try to break into any sort of like esports competition as well, because you have people that'll play in like fully comp teams, and they're probably going to be looking for certain stats or certain builds or whatever for your player. So it just sucks. It sucks that RNG is still playing such a heavy role in the game, and with 2K20's launch not going super smoothly just across the board, it is probably not a great look that those are the two kind of main headlines about the game right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for me, I would say that 2K is the best sports game, like annualized sports franchise. Like I would say, like MLB The Show is right behind it.
Agreed.
But like even with that, like every year, it's like, all right, I know I'm going to buy Madden, I know I'm going to buy MLB. I don't know if I'm going to buy 2K, or I always end up buying 2K. I always have that moment where I'm just like, do I really want to put up with that stuff? Like, is it worth going through that, like, just to play the latest version of this franchise? And I always end up, like, justifying it in my mind and pulling the trigger. Like, I bought it and downloaded it the other day. I just haven't had a chance to boot it up yet. And, yeah, it's, like, weird that, like, this is, I would say, far and away the best playing sports game. And I think like the story that they put for the single player career is awesome. It's just like there's so many things outside of the actual gameplay that turn me off from the game.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
The game as a whole, it's like they took so for instance, you said MLB, right? So all those games, like back in the day, I think it was like MLB 06, the show, like they still had somewhat of an interaction with you and your manager. Like you were able to kind of pick how you responded and whatnot. And ever since then, like I've watched games really pick that up. And 2K does that with the best of them now, where you're actually able to like speak to your manager and like speak to your coaches, and your actions, like what you say, can come back to like bite you in the ass. If the coach is like, hey, you want to go get a couple extra shots up? And you're like, no, I don't feel like doing it, because you don't feel like doing that in game, just like sitting there for 20 minutes, just like shooting. You might get benched the next game. And I think that's really cool. It's come a long way. As for the game coming out broken, I don't fucking get how it can come out broken. It's been the same game for 15 years. It's been the same exact game. They just added like a little incremental things to it. I'm so out on sports games now. I don't know why. Like maybe it's because I feel like they're always the same thing. Like you were saying, Dom, the whole my team. That's the competitive aspect of that game, right? And there was a glitch that was happening the first couple days it was out, where if you were in a game playing someone else online and that person disconnected from the game, you got the loss, and the person that disconnected got the win.
Jesus
and people kept
Christ.
doing, dude, if that was happening to me, so obviously like your record means something if you're trying to make it big in that game. Like you want to be able to show up. That's the beauty in competitive games and multiplayer games, that you can show like, hey, I'm ranked number 1, I'm ranked number 2, you're ranked number 3,000, like I'm better than you. But if you're getting these losses off the bat, I would break so many desks, put so many holes in the wall. I would not be able to control myself. And like people going wild. Of course, the hashtag was going. It was the #1 trending hashtag. Somehow the game was getting blue screens. I didn't even know a console was able to do that. That's what people were saying. I might be too gullible. But the funniest thing is, after all of that, people in an uproar, Reddit in an uproar, Twitter in an uproar, the fucking everyone's going wild about this, like saying, please fix it, please fix it. Mike Wang, one of their developers, tweeted saying, quote, the puck speed was boosted a little bit further than we desired, and it will be toned down ASAP. Thank you. And then this is like after all the people going nuts, and people are like, we never said anything about the speed of my puck.
Oh my god, they're bullshit about the puck speed.
Yeah, and he addressed it. I mean, I respect that, but I thought that was fucking hilarious. But yeah, I mean, will I end up playing it if it's at a buddy's house? Oh, for sure. Will I end up buying it at some point? Probably. I have no self-control, but I'm not rushing out the door to get it.
Yeah, I mean, we're top 1 North America for Dunk Lords, so don't forget it.
Dude, we are so bad at that game.
Dude, I have seen you guys lose every single time you've tried to play that.
I always forget the controls. I always forget the controls. They're like, it's just like NBA Jam, and then I try to use... I'm really good at NBA Jam. I like to think that that's probably the most competitive I am at any game is NBA Jam. That is the one game that I think I am truly very good at and like would be confident enough to put money on, and Dunk Lords is not that game. It's a cool game. It's a super cool game, and I love playing it. We get smoked every single time.
Every time.
God fucking damn it. Rob, you have any thoughts on this?
Everyone's like number one game. Like you said, NBA Jam is like this is the game that you know that you're good at.
Yeah.
And you could probably beat anybody.
Ooh.
For me, that's like Guitar Hero.
Ooh.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like if you get like a real life Devil Went Down to Georgia type situation, and he's like, "I get your soul," or "You beat me in this game," it's Guitar Hero for you.
Yeah.
All right. So if you get to pick the song, let's say it's like a 3-song set or whatever, and you get to pick one, what is it?
I don't care.
Oh,
wow!
Ooh, I like
Wow.
that. Yeah.
I haven't played in 2 years, but I used to like play competitively.
Oh,
So
man.
like you're a through the fire and the flames on expert kind of guy.
Not anymore, but I
You
have.
used to be.
I've beaten it. Yeah.
That is absolute. I don't know how someone's hand can work that way.
I like it's a bonus track on Guitar Hero 3, Cities on Flame with Rock and Roll.
Hell yeah!
Oyster
Oh,
Cult.
Yep.
That's just super fun to play. A lot of songs in Guitar Hero 2 are awesome. So yeah, there's plenty. And Rock Band's awesome.
One of my proudest gaming accomplishments was Run to the Hills on expert, and I was playing on drums, and my buddy was playing on guitar,
Oh,
and
God.
it was like just insane. And we
Drums
somehow,
on that song are incredible.
yeah, we somehow made it through, and screamed the paneling off my walls. We were just like, I think we woke up every, like, neighbors behind me, to the left of me, and to the right of me all heard us going. And it was unreal. And he, like, I had the like Ion drum rocker thing that came out. I, like, bought into that immediately. I, like, traded in my PSP and got a bunch of, like, scratched up some money for it. I was like, listen, I got a little disposable income now. Just got fired from the pizza place. I don't got to buy anything. So I bought this.
Wait, you got fired from Nani's?
I did get fired from Nani's, yeah.
Wait, who fired you?
Phil.
Yeah, crazy. It's like he fired me too.
You guys got fired?
We both
Oh,
got
yeah.
fired by the same guy from the same pizza place.
Who we still hang out with every week to
Yeah,
this
we
day.
see him every Monday and give him shit for it. And he's like, dude, I didn't know, okay?
Like, I was told to. So wait, hold on. Did we just slam transition into what game we think
Yeah,
we
like-
are fully confident in
Oh, yeah, I
beating anybody?
completely-
Yeah, like Devil comes down to Georgia and says, Bob, you beat me in this game or I take your soul. What game is it?
So I want to go ahead and say Guns Online the Duel, because the only people in the world that could beat me at that point were the Korean servers. I'm not trying to flex, but like I'm gonna okay? Guns Online the Duel
Online.
back in fucking like 2006.
What's,
That game, I could butterfly fucking SWAT left and right through every hallway. Couldn't touch me. Nobody knows what game I'm talking about, but that's fine. Because I'm going to go with Gears of War 2 when I was ranked number 64 in the world.
It's one game. We said one game.
Okay, that's why I'm saying I'm not going to go with Guns.
So, like, you have to Nasher battle, like, Lucifer himself.
Yeah,
right.
he's getting these fucking hands. Okay? He better pray that I don't get those frag grenades, because I'm going to stick him and I'm going to shimmy my ass backwards when he blows up.
Could you do that again?
That's
I'm gonna-
sassy right there.
I'm going to frag tag him and shimmy my ass backwards when he blows up. That's exactly what's going to happen. 64 in the world for Wingman. Me and the boy Mark the Shark. I bring it up every third episode
Yeah.
that we
Get
were
Mark the
ranked.
Shark on the podcast. We need to get him on here.
We, again, nope.
I
Not
think we said
happening.
that 2 weeks in a row too.
That's 2 weeks in a row. You say it 3 times, he just appears.
Yeah, I don't, nope.
So,
But
yeah.
yeah, Gears
All right.
2, 100%. I am confident I could beat anybody I know.
Okay. All right. Gears 2. Brian was Guitar Hero 3. Yeah, myself, NBA Jam Tournament Edition. I'm telling you, Utah Jazz. Give me Karl Malone, John Stockton. I'm making it rain from everywhere. I'm hitting shots from everywhere. I'm not missing. We were actually at PAX East this past year, and New Balance had this unreal like barbershop set up in the middle of the show floor. And you know, like those shows don't always smell great, right? So so they're like, stay fresh with New Balance or whatever, and they were giving out haircuts. They were like booking haircuts throughout the weekend. They're sprucing people up. They were giving away sneakers, and then they had the floor was like basketball court parquet, and they had a big couch with a nice Super Nintendo right there. I think it was one of the Super SNES Classic, and then 2 controllers. NBA Jam Tournament Edition just happens to be. I walk right by. It caught my eye from like a half a mile away on the show floor. I heard the music, and the guy goes, "Oh, you know how to play this game?" And I was like, "Nah, you know, I fuck around with it. I haven't played since I was like a kid. You know, blah blah blah."
I can dabble.
Yeah. Just gave him 30. It's not like a big deal. was like, listen, I think I own this booth now.
Riddick rules.
Yeah, Riddick
Keep
rules.
what you kill.
Yeah, you keep what you kill. Chris, what about you?
I'm gonna say the most no-name game in the world, just because I'm not good at video games. So I'm gonna go with. It's based off of the movie Black Hawk Down. It was a first-person shooter that I used to play on the PC. I used to get banned from servers because people thought I was cheating, but I was actually just kind of good at the game.
No, that's not true. You have confirmed on this podcast that you were cheating.
No, I did. I started cheating after I got banned for cheating when I wasn't cheating, but then I started cheating.
Dude, you just got ratted out in the chat. BCK just goes, you did cheat.
You have confirmed several times you did in fact.
No. So I did at some point. At one point, I definitely did. But there were certain servers I used to play in. So BCK is one of my lifelong friends. He can vouch for this too. They usually
He was the one who called you out on cheating. He was fucking there for it.
He did. No, he used to play with me. His brother's the one that got me banned. His brother ratted me out.
Wow.
But there used to be servers that you would play on, and some of them were people that took it way too serious, and there was some people that were good at the game and used to just talk mad shit, and I was probably one of them, and you should just get banned from everywhere. So it was a pain. There was only a handful of servers that you were allowed to play in.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne. I actually miss playing Rock Band. I had the idea the other day to just go dust off. They're still at my mom's house, and they're probably all collecting. They're probably caked with dust now. But when I move from here and buy a new house, I think I'll go reclaim those, and I'll set them up, and we'll get get a good little party going. Because I always had to worry about downstairs neighbors or
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the ion thing, it's a huge chunky metal pedal, and every time it sounded like a giant nail gun every time you step down on it, and yeah, it wasn't good, but it was always a good time, and I kind of missed that. So now I'm gonna go. Maybe I'm just gonna go over there tomorrow and go get my Rock Band shit. I'm coming out of retirement. We're getting the band back together.
Coming out of retirement? Fine, I'll beg you.
What'd you say?
Nothing beats a good Rock Band party.
Yeah.
If you get a good crew together, everyone's just drinking, having fun, singing their asses off. Nothing beats that.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm fucking sitting there going ham on the drums, sweating through my clothes.
Your dog is so confused right now.
Screaming at anybody in the kitchen, throw me a fucking beer now! Crack it.
So you guys look how confused the dog is right now?
Poor Stella. Oh no, is that Sonny? Yeah, Sonny's getting
I'm sorry, Sonny, I'm sorry.
He's so big. Get him over here.
How the hell is he already so big? Wasn't he born 2 weeks ago?
What?
When am I born? Yesterday.
No, he's 6 months old. No, he's 4 months old.
All right, next up, we'll keep this train rolling. So Apple Arcade got announced, and this I know happened yesterday. I can confirm that this did get announced yesterday. Well, it didn't get announced yesterday. It got announced earlier this year, but it actually got some actual details yesterday. So I know, as somebody who owns several Apple products, every time I mention it, someone's like, "Oh, Dom, you play video games on a Mac? Oh, fucking idiot." So, and yeah, okay, I could be probably playing video games on literally anything else, but listen, I used to get employee discounts, so, just fucking leave it. Apple Arcade coming real soon. There's about 845,000 other gaming stream services out there, all with varying different ways to play. Apple's big differentiator is that instead of streaming a game, the arcade players are going to be able to download it to their device to play, and then they can play it whether they're offline or online, which is pretty cool. So that's something that I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can do that with Game Pass, and that's all I know. I don't know, I haven't tried unplugging my internet to play a Game Pass game, but I'm pretty sure if it's on your console you can just play it. But for a streaming service to be able to do that and being able to do that anywhere and not just have it on a console is pretty huge. It's also going to be compatible with Xbox One S and PS4 controllers. There's over 300,000 games on the App Store, but Arcade is going to support about 100 or so at launch, so I don't know what the plans are to get more of those compatible with it, but I figured I'd just open it up. Whoever's got something at front of mind, Apple Arcade, Google Stadia, xCloud, all that stuff. I mean, where does this fit in, and does it entice you at all? Also, it's $5 a month.
It's going to be the Ouya 2.0, except for Apple. And guess what's going to happen with it? Nobody's going to use it.
Okay. Chris?
I mean, the technology behind it's moving in the right direction. Do I think I mean, for you said $5 a month?
Yeah, $4.99. You get a month free trial, and
you can share it with up to 5 other people.
Yep, you can do like family sharing. Yeah, if you have like a family iCloud account.
Sure.
So it's $1 a month.
Yeah.
If you share it with 5 people.
So just like we say, like steal your girlfriend's Amazon Prime and subscribe to us. It's exactly like that.
Because it's September. Remember that, everybody.
Wait, say that again. I'm gonna put gunshots on it.
Because it's September. Remember that, everybody.
September, baby.
I love the gunshots. But I mean, I'd probably sign up for it. I mean, is it? So I didn't really look too much into it, so I'm gonna sound completely stupid talking about it because I literally don't know what it's about. Is it just gonna be like all their own games, or like people that submit it into Apple, like?
Yeah.
Oh, like Steam Workshop and shit like that.
Games you can only get on Apple Arcade. So here's like a few of them, like Choo Choo Rocket. There's a new one of those. Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah.
There's a new game, Exit the Gungeon.
Creative.
Pac-Man
Original.
game. There's a new Rayman game. There's a new Shantae game. You know, like the genie platforming game.
Yep.
People have been clamoring for that game to come back too.
There's a new Steven Universe game, and a game called Various Daylife, which is by the developers behind Octopath Traveler and Bravely Default.
It's not a bad little
good launch lineup. Yeah. And all of them are the full version, and there's no microtransactions or in-app purchases.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm in. 100% I'm in. I mean, I play iPhone games.
Substantially better than Stadia.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Oranges, but yeah.
So you're paying the monthly subscription fee, but are you also paying for the games individually, or is it just you pay the subscription?
It's like a Game Pass type deal.
Okay, that is significantly better than Stadia.
Yeah, that is definitely way better than Stadia, and I think $5 a month, and then you can share it with other people. That just really sounds fantastic, and they're gonna have multiplayer and AR games as well. I'm not sure like what the balance is gonna be and how many of each of those it's gonna have, but it sounds like they're working. They're also working with developers to contribute to the development costs of the games, which is pretty amazing. So that's something that I've never heard of another company doing before, but like not only are they partnering with these developers to bring really good games to the platform, but they're saying, hey, we're going to give you some money. Like we're going to help you out to make this development all the more sweeter. And that's a pretty surprising move for Apple, who like there's been some really good ports to Mac OS over the years. Like there's been some really surprising ones too. But they haven't always been the most like developer friendly operating system when it comes to ports. Usually there's one or two big companies that are pretty good at porting games that you otherwise wouldn't expect, but it sounds like they're trying to kind of turn over a new leaf there, so I'm excited to see what it brings. I can't say that there are any of the launch games that are really like I need to play this right off the rip. There is another one, Rob, you mentioned it earlier. It's a Dark Souls kind of esque game. It's like an over the shoulder RPG. Something.
Remnant?
No. It's like somebody's story or something like that. Somebody's tale.
Oh, Pascal's Wager?
Yeah, Pascal's Wager is going to be on Apple Arcade as well.
Okay.
So they showed that off at the presser yesterday, and it looked really good. And I like the fact that it supports the Xbox and PS4 controllers. I mean, there's probably a lot of different ways to kind of feel right at home. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what happens with it. I can't say I'm gonna like jump right on it. But Brian, what do you think? Are you kind of like day one jumping right in, see what's going on with it, or
at least for the first month where it's free?
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll see.
All right, there you go.
I mean, I need another subscription service. Like I need a bullet in the head because like I have so many subscriptions that I use pretty much all of them, like Netflix, ESPN Plus. I get my razors by subscription. Get all kinds of stuff. Like it just gets like taken out of my bank account and arrives at my door or on my screen like just automatically at this point. But
yeah,
it's hard to justify another subscription service at this point.
Yeah.
That said, like in addition to all these games we've mentioned, they're also working with Q Games, which is the Pixel Junk developer. Yep. They're making a Frogger game, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And then Sakaguchi, the guy behind Final Fantasy, the original ones, he's making a game. for Apple Arcade. So like they're working with some top tier devs.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest phone game guy, so that's the other thing. Like I play a few phone games like religiously, but other than that, it's like I don't really branch out. I download games and then I just never play them. It's like, oh, this will be fun to try one day, and
Yeah.
I never fire it up because I hate phone game tutorials.
Yeah. Tap over here on this invisible circle to move this way.
Do you play Angry Birds though?
Back in the day,
But like you don't play it anymore, right?
no.
All right, cool. You're the man. All right. I fucking hate that game.
It's like, yeah, it's a running gag on the.
It's like the Fast and Furious of video games.
Whoa. Well, hold on now.
I hate those movies. You gotta stop making them.
All right, these are. I think we're getting a little. We gotta.
You know what? I'm gonna second Chris on that one.
Thank you.
We don't need any more Fast and Furious movies.
No.
I think we're all set.
You guys are both
So
fucking.
I don't know if we need any more. but
We were
they
good
did
after-
substantially better after 5.
I think we were good after
They
Tokyo
just went
Drift.
full-on
We could have called it
superhero
there.
bullshit movie.
Too Fast, Too Furious is
Now.
Too Fast, Too Furious is a cinematic masterpiece. So.
I'm gonna turn off my camera now.
But yeah, so final thoughts on Apple Arcade. I'm in. I mean, I'll definitely. I'm open to it. I am very happy that Apple is working with some pretty intriguing names, some pretty like renowned developers to make things happen. It's a really surprising move. I can't say that I expected them to really come out of the gate and say, guess what, we've got all these developers in our corner and we're helping them make some of their visions a reality. So who knows, maybe we'll get some really top tier indie games from it. What do you guys think? Final thoughts on Apple Arcade?
Do we know if it's specifically only playable on your phone, or
Any
is
Apple
there
device.
gonna...
Yeah, so I think it's
Okay.
iPhone only on next Friday. Then at the end of the month, it's iPad and Apple TV, and then I think next year, no, October, it's coming to Mac.
Okay,
Yeah,
so there's
Mac-
no
Mac
there's not going to be any launcher that you could download on a Windows product.
Not that they've announced. I mean, I wouldn't be.
Yeah. Okay. In that
It's
case,
a company that you couldn't stream their keynote address unless you had a Mac product.
well,
So, like now, like this is the first time they've ever streamed on YouTube from.
Yeah.
From
That's
my
true.
memory.
Yeah.
so in that case, I am almost positively not going to participate in this. If they were to create a launcher that you could access on a Windows product, sure, I'll download the 9th fucking launcher onto my computer along with everything else that I have.
Yeah,
And then-
one more.
And then, you know what? I'll do what I do with Netflix, and I'll let my sister pay for it, and then I'll use it.
Me too. Absolutely.
So
I,
at that,
mean, I bet there's
that
a way
point-
you can. It's not going to be as straightforward as them launching an Apple launcher for Windows. It'll be like you have to download a proxy, then a virtual machine, and
I don't need that.
and then the latency is going to be through the roof. I guess my final input on it is I'll give it a shot. Try everything once. I mean, it's free, so I'd be dumb to not at least give it a shot. Cancel it on the 30th day. And save my $5 a month. Also, thank you, Evan, BCK, and JB Genesis for subbing. They're good dudes. But yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I thought I was going to do with like Ancestry, and then I forgot, and then I got charged like $85, so I had to like
Dude,
call and
I-
dispute it. It was a nightmare. So, one of the coolest like news stories that I've seen come out in probably the last couple months, honestly, is that Esports is taking a big leap towards actually like being at the Olympics. I don't know if you guys got a chance to take a look into this, but the Intel World Open, which is like a $500,000 tournament, is going to have Rocket League and Street Fighter V, and it is going to Tokyo in 2020 as an official Olympics tie-in. So it's not like an official Olympic event yet, but they are going to be like at like a pre-show promotional event before the Olympic Games open up, and yeah, there's going to be a $500,000 prize pool, and the coolest part about that is anybody can qualify. So they're going to have like online qualifiers, and then I think the next stage is they get flown out to Poland for like a kind of like a group stage to finalize the country teams. But the yeah, all in all, the Intel World Open just seems like an incredible leap forward for video games, kind of taking it to the next stage. And it seems like they've already grown so much just with esports and the spectacle wise in the last like year or two. And this is just an insane jump from there. So, and also like the like IOC commissioner of sport or whatever his title is like actively looking into it and has already said like, we're really excited for this and we're excited to see like where esports go from here. So, Brian, any thoughts on this?
I like it. I mean, it's great to see esports kind of getting closer to that point. I mean, I think that just like the video game industry kind of had to take those steps, and I think we're at the point of like legitimacy in the mainstream eyes. You know, like I think the esports industry being younger is still kind of making those strides, and I think this is a huge step in that direction. I'm still kind of torn if I would want it as like an official Olympic event, but I like it being like kind of an official partner of the 2020 games. I think that's awesome. But yeah, I'm for it.
I agree. Yeah, I think I still think it would be a little strange if it was like this official event. I would love it to have like a kind of like the same branding, but maybe like a separate entity. And they can use that to cross-promote each other. It's like, hey, well, we're getting all the young people to watch the video games online. Maybe they can watch somebody do shot put or any other Olympic event.
The original esport.
Yes.
Sports.
Dude, that's exactly what I was gonna say. So, like, the demographic, I guess, esport-wise, it's of course is estimated. There's no like statistics behind it, but it's like 18 to 30.
Yep.
Like in that range is like the prime demographic of it. And not for nothing, people that watch the Olympics, the majority are probably the older folks. Like I know, like my little sister is 20 years old, has never watched like an event of the Olympics in her life.
Really?
So it's like I swear, so it's like an older crowd. In my opinion. So like when they bring in this 18 to 30 demographic and then they have the older folks which are watching the javelin throw and the shot put and just like hanging out on their recliner, they're like, what the hell is this? People playing soccer and Matchbox cars? Wow, this is great. But like it's a way for them to kind of like bring two demographics to like see what's up. So it like gives the young people that never leave their house and like don't even know what shot put is a chance to see like curling and shot put and stuff like that. So they can go to school seeing like the biggest dick swinging. Like, yeah, like I watch people that have broomsticks on ice and they throw like a rock, and I think I'd be really good. I think I'd go pro. But I think
that's a great Rob impression,
wasn't it? But I think it's good. I mean, I agree with Brian. I don't really see it. First of all, I don't know why Rocket League is something they're trying out. Like, pick a better game. Try to at least. But like, I guess.
Wow, what a fucking hot take right there! Holy shit!
You don't like Rocket League?
God.
I fucking hate Rocket League. The game makes zero sense. It's cars playing soccer. It doesn't make sense.
That's true.
It just it does
The
not make
irrational anger this brings out in him.
I mean, he just rationalized.
There's all those little things like that.
Movie Cars also make you this upset?
No, I agree with that.
Cars
movie.
talking, I don't get it.
No, but that makes sense. I mean, to an extent, that makes sense. But they don't have legs.
Sounds like Owen Wilson.
Yeah, it's not like they. I mean, if they started playing soccer in a Cars movie, it would be just too much.
It would be way too much. I'd shut it off.
It would be actually like probably the most awkward thing I think I've ever seen happen at pretty much any event that I've been to, like related to video games, was that like Rocket League tournament that was wedged into one of the after parties at PAX East. Like they just stopped the music, the DJ got off the stand, and they were like, all right, everybody, it's time for our Pros versus Joes Rocket League tournament. And it went on for an hour and a half of people playing Rocket League, and the entire crowd was like, we were playing video games all weekend. We kind of wanted to like drink and like listen to music and stuff. Why are we doing this? And then the Joe's team wiped down.
Spanked.
They like wiped down a team from like Cloud9 or something, who I don't think has a Rocket League team, but it's okay.
No, those were professional Counter-Strike players going up against like what should have been fucking professional. Players.
It's like you see like any NFL player, NBA player like go up to try to hit a baseball. Like it just makes any even the most elite athletes in the world look like complete assholes trying to hit a ball in a batting cage.
It's so hard. I used to be a baseball player, and that is like the hardest thing ever, is just hitting a round ball with a round cylinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's emasculating too. Like I went back to a batting cage for the first time in years, like earlier this summer, and I was like, yeah, I'm never doing this again. I'm never subjecting
I feel
myself
like
to
an
this again.
idiot.
Yeah.
Dude, I would shoot rockets right out of those fucking.
Oh my god. Where did we
so
leave off?
annoying.
Where did we leave off with the topic that we were on?
So it was Olympic. Oh yeah. So I'll just kind of wrap up my statement because I got a little pissed off by Rocket League. Is there a place for it in the Olympics? I don't know. I don't believe so. Could there be? Maybe. I mean, it was in the X Games at some point. It's so who knows? But this is going to be the ultimate test to really see if it has some sort of viewership to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Bob, what do you think?
We launched the podcast in what, 2017? The end of 2017?
I want to say beginning of 2017. I could be wrong though. Like,
Yeah, okay. I think it was. Okay. Let me just go ahead and pull up the tinfoil chalkboard,
oh, okay.
right?
Oh, is
There
that
it
the
is.
thing?
Let me just go down the list of everything that I predicted. Yeah,
Oh my god.
half dozen of them. Yep. And oh, right there, esports will be in the Olympics within the next 5 years. I'm gonna half check that one.
Just put like the down check.
Yep.
Yeah.
Half check that one because it's almost like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We were sitting here talking about esports and what it could potentially do in the future, and I was like, you know what, everybody, tinfoil caps. Give it 5 years, it'll be in the Olympics. Half check.
It's like
Everything else hard checked off. Everything else on the tinfoil
Yeah.
chalkboard hard checked off.
yeah. The monkey's paw finger like half closes. Just
Yeah.
so
It was inevitable. It is inevitable.
so we've been to we were at Red Bull Battlegrounds, and I don't think any of us knew really what was going on because none of us are big fighting game guys. And Rocket League seemed to have not been. It wasn't exactly moving the crowd. So what games would you guys want to see in an Olympic event? If there's a handful of them, and it could be any game. Like let's say ratings notwithstanding, content notwithstanding. Which games would you want to see as Olympic events?
So a game I've never played. I just want to kind of say mine. Just get right over it. I agree with like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, something like that. Fighting games are electric to watch live. Like obviously, if you don't know what's happening within the game, you can tell that like someone's getting the shit kicked out of them. Anyone could tell that. But like when we were at, I believe it was DreamHack or maybe it was PAX. But there was it was Battlegrounds. What the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah, we went to 2 Battlegrounds events.
Yeah, so it was Battlegrounds where the place was in an uprun. I had no idea what's going on, but I'm getting all fired up. I'm like, wow. They're like, wow, it's the best comeback I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, yeah, dude, like that was fucking awesome, right? Like video games, man. But it was electric. It was electric.
Yeah. So
I'm
fighting
gonna
games.
go with I'm gonna go with fighting games.
Okay, just any fighting game, just fighting games.
I'm gonna go with.
You know them. We're
Hold
almost
on, let
there.
him pull up
Right
a
I
Google.
don't know if I want to go to Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. I don't know what I want to go
Right
with.
answer.
There are for sure more than 2 fighting.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna go Mortal Kombat.
Oh, you blew it.
Yeah, you blew it.
By,
It
what
should've
did
been-
you
it
guys
should've
want?
been- I mean, if
I
it
would
was,
say Street Fighter out of those
You're gonna
two.
go Street Fighter?
I think
More-
But my pick would be either Rainbow Six Siege, which I don't even play, but it's one of the most entertaining games to watch.
yeah.
Or Overwatch, which I play way too much of, and I just love watching it because I love playing it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What do you main in Overwatch?
Lately, it's been Moira.
Nice.
Okay.
I love Moira, but I can play pretty much anything. The only ones I suck at are Genji and Ana, and
Yeah, Genji stuff.
Wrecking Ball.
Nobody actually knows how to play Wrecking. Like professionals don't know how to play Wrecking.
I suck with him.
Blizzard employees don't know how to play.
I like Sigma so far. He's awesome.
I haven't played since he came out.
Yeah, he's great.
I'm excited to pretty much get into Overwatch for the first time when it comes out on Switch.
There you go.
So I know, like,
Ooh.
you can play stuff on a Mac, then you can play stuff on a Switch. Yeah, I'm a fucking casual. Deal with it.
Running at a
It'll be the
clean,
fourth time I buy that game.
Yeah, run it at
running at a
all the
clean
levels.
12 FPS.
a crisp 12 frames per second undocked. But
Chuck Daddy, Quake Champions. That is a good fucking call right there. The only problem with that is there are about 900 people on the planet that play that game. So good luck, shipping them off to their respective countries because 9 out of 10 of them are in like the Netherlands.
hey, that's fine.
But I think Quake Champions is actually a really good like mechanically intensive game.
It's a bigger player base than Lawbreakers.
That's not a game anymore.
Yeah, did that game ever take off? No, right?
It had like 3 weeks, and then it after that. But I want to see Counter-Strike Global Offensive on the main stage. That is, we've talked about this so many times, where it's CS:GO is like the go-to every single time. This is how esports should be played out.
Yeah.
This is the perfect format. And there's professional players all over the world. The vast majority of the professional teams currently are almost all segmented off into their own respective like player base. So if the Brazilian teams, like the professional Brazilian teams, 80% of the professional Brazilian teams are made up of professional Brazilian players. You're already like 90% of the way there at that point. You just have to come up with a national team.
Yeah.
So you pick the, one best player from each professional Brazilian team. That's your Brazilian Olympics.
Mhm.
So stuff like that. I feel like that's so easily implemented into that. The only issue would be like the rating involved with it, because I think there are standards that like in certain countries it can't be said like you were killed by on the screen. So I don't know how that would be implemented into something like that. They would probably have to like adjust it for the Olympics. Yeah. And yeah, exactly. From you were killed by to eliminated by.
Yeah.
So stuff like
Yeah. I think for me, like Street Fighter's got to be in there. Street Fighter is just like Counter-Strike. I mean, I think it is a precursor to modern esports, and without Street Fighter, I mean, I don't even know if there would be a fighting game scene. The first esports moment that I ever saw in my life was Justin Wong versus Daigo, and he parries 15.
friend of the podcast.
Friend of the podcast. Justin Wong parries 15 consecutive hits while he has like one tiny little like sliver of life left on his screen, and there's just like this room that is packed with just CRTVs and glorious sweaty nerds just screaming at the top of their lungs as this happens, and it's one of the best comebacks I've ever seen in competitive anything history, let alone video games or sports. It's unbelievable. It's just an unreal moment, and like I mean, I watched that sometime when I was in high school, and it was like, man, like I got to go to one of these things. And flash forward to DreamHack Montreal a couple of years ago, and we were watching CS:GO, and I don't know Counter-Strike at all, and I don't know StarCraft, but I watched the finals for both of those, and people were going apeshit. The final in like the spring qualifier for Hearthstone's Grand Prix was there. Bob and Chris had never touched Hearthstone before, and we were all watching it. I was sitting there intently because that was the one game I did know. And then they realized that some guy could make this. I can't remember the combo that he had, but it was like he needed to draw like 3 consecutive cards, or else he was just finished. Ended up drawing them, and every single turn when he drew that new card, it was like, huh? And it was just like, and just everybody's voices going up like this. And then as soon as he was able to pull off that combo and come back, people were like kicking over chairs. They're kissing each other. Like, I mean, it was unreal.
Like the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Zodiac.
Yes.
I actually think he was playing Freeze Mage at that time, because that was in the meta.
Yeah.
And I think he pulled off the entire fucking combo with like 9 health left.
It was probably that, yeah.
Pulled the whole thing off.
Yeah. He needed like another sorcerer's assistant or something like that, and then once he actually pulled off that combo, which was the worst to play against, and man, I just can't imagine being on the receiving end of that, because that must have just.
I grinded that shit hard when I got home and finally installed Hearthstone.
Big Tasty, as soon as you did that, all caps, paging Dr. Dickhead. Jesus Christ. Esports, Olympics, can't wait. I will definitely intently watch the Street Fighter V portion of it. Rocket League, I can't say I'm as into. It is pretty easy to understand, but I can't say that I love watching it. So I am really excited about that, and I'm excited to see who qualifies. I'm really stoked that they have kind of these open qualifiers where anybody can get in on it, and I want to see like who steps up, because then it's like it's about more than just kind of your locals, that you're qualifying for. It's like, hey, I'm playing as like Team USA for this game, and that should mean more. So yeah, I'm really stoked to kind of see where that goes from here. So we are coming right up on the hour. It has been lots and lots of fun. We've covered a lot of fucking ground. I am sweating and I'm out of breath, and I could really just use some water and maybe just go to sleep for the rest of the weekend. But before we do that, get a nice little $5 donation from Big Yacht. Thank you.
Yacht.
Thank you, Big Yacht. So we're gonna wrap it up, and we're gonna take it into a little segment that we like to call "Land the Train." So we're gonna land that train real quick. Brian, you are our guest of honor here, so we're gonna let you go first. Feel free to shout out whoever you'd like to shout out. Let everybody know where they can find you. What social medias they can stalk you on, all that good stuff.
Yeah, sure. I don't have anybody to shout out. I guess GameInformer. Go to GameInformer.com.
Yeah.
Find all our stuff. Read our magazine. Comes out every month. We got some pretty damn good covers coming up these next few months. So keep your eyes out for that.
Anything you can tell us about? Any little like hints, sneak previews, anything?
No. But so yeah, GameInformer.com every day. Game Informer magazine, and then we got the Game Informer Show podcast. Not to kind of step on your toes with plugging another podcast on your show.
I'll be on there next week, so don't worry about that. We'll figure that out.
So, and then you can find me on social media, Brian P. Shea on Instagram and Twitter, and then follow Game Informer on Twitter, Game Informer on Twitter, and then Game Informer magazine on Instagram.
All right, word. I actually didn't even know that Game Informer had an Instagram, so I am gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you with a little follow right now. If you don't follow back, though, I'm gonna be so salty.
With all kinds of pictures from all the events we go to, all the studios we visit, pictures around the office. So yeah,
love that.
Fun stuff.
Absolutely. Chris, what do you got?
Shout out to Brian for coming on. It's been good. First time meeting you. You're a good dude.
You might actually be the first guest we've had on that Chris has said, shout out to our guest for coming on. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. Usually I look the other way. So this is a big one, Brian. This is a big one. This is a big one.
Shit.
This is something to tell the grandkids someday. I'm telling you. But no, shout out to Brian for coming on. It's been super fun. Hopefully, it's not the last time.
Absolutely, Bert. What do you got?
Of course, big shout out to Brian. Thank you for coming on this week. We really appreciate having you. I also want to give a shout out to Kyle, aka Flex King, aka Pipe Cleaners for Biceps. He and I are going to be doing a review for Home Sweet Home Episode 2 when the game comes out. So stay tuned for that. I got to give a shout out to Chug Daddy, aka Chuck Dick.
AKA Charles Dickens.
AKA Charles Dickens. He is going to be doing a review for A Knight's Quest when that comes out. So shout out to you guys. Make sure to check those things out. Make sure to check those games out. And I also want to plug one thing. A close friend of ours, we did some campaigning and fundraising for this a couple years back. But the second annual Landon Dolly versus the Bruins alumni game is going to be hosted November 2nd. And we are going to be promoting it as much as possible. So if you go to facebook.com and search for second annual Team Landon versus Bruins alumni game, you'll find all the information there. There's ways to donate. A good friend of ours lost his son a couple of years ago, and we're trying our best to help out. So if you guys want, check it out. Donate if you want. We might be buying a little bit of ad space in the flyer that's going to be handed out in the game, and all proceeds are going to the charity of their choosing. So check it out, facebook.com. Just search second annual Team Landon versus Bruins alumni game. And this is coming from a bunch of guys in Wisconsin. We don't even know who the Bruins alumni team is.
No,
So
I think it's a soccer team.
I think so. I think it's a soccer game.
Oh my god.
So make sure to check that out. Check out Game Informer, of course. What else do I got? I think that's about it. Oh, and check out Skater XL. There's going to be more news coming from that game pretty soon, and I should be doing a stream preview at some point in the near future if I can ever get off of World of Warcraft Classic, which who the fuck knows about that? That's unlikely. So stay tuned.
All right. Oh,
Shout out to Dom, because how did we meet Dom? Back in, what was it, 2011? PAX East 2011?
PAX East 2011, standing in line, waiting to be let
about
in.
to walk in to your first ever industry interview.
Yep.
And we were waiting for the doors to open. This is how we met.
Yep.
Waiting for the doors to open. you were so amped, so like jittery, like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm excited. I can't wait. I don't even remember what game it was for, but I remember standing there and you were just like, you could not wait for those doors to open to like run to that appointment.
Yep. I was like, oh man, I gotta get in there. Thank you, I appreciate that. And I was gonna.
What game it was?
Oh man, dude, I can't even remember. I think 2011. I want to say it was something. I know it was Ubisoft related, and I don't even remember. It was probably Assassin's Creed 3 because
it would have been Revelations on 2011.
Maybe it wasn't that one. Then maybe was it Ghost Recon? It wasn't Advanced Warfighter 2 because that was.
So like the big games at 2011 were Red Faction Armageddon,
Great
Portal
game.
2,
Great game.
Nukem Forever.
Oh,
Bad game.
Duke Nukem Forever was probably it, honestly, because I definitely have like a recording of me doing that interview and then like playing the game, and I remember getting out of the game and being like, this looks fun. I peed a lot in the demo, but yeah, no, it was a that was a crazy time, 2011. Yeah, that was like the first PAX East, I think that was the first one, 2011.
No, there were a couple before that.
Or maybe it was 2010 or 9. But we had met like waiting in line, and I'm not sure who had said hello first, but I was probably just like, hey, do you have any idea where you're going? Because I certainly don't. And you were like, yeah, I'm actually a professional. I get paid to do this.
And Dom was like, yeah, I'm only 35 right now, but still.
Oh my god! Listen, I was a bright-eyed, spry 41-year-old just in line for my first PAX East interview, and I couldn't wait to go. So, but yeah, my business cards have drastically improved by then, and now we're doing our own thing. So, and so big shout out right back, Brian. Thanks for keeping in touch over these years, and for being there to listen to me have a panic attack outside of my first trade show. That was super dope. I'm glad that we kept in touch, and thanks for coming on. Big fan of GameInformer for a very long time, so it was super cool to kind of make this connection. Also, big shout out, Chris has done a insane body of work over the last like 48 hours, completely revamping the website. So the all new wickedgoodgaming.com week. So make sure you go check that out. Also,
Q coming in hot.
Oh,
Back.
Oh,
What are you there, Dom?
what do you say? Oh, hello.
You froze as soon as you started talking about the new wickedgoodgaming.com.
The all new wickedgoodgaming.com is clean. It's nice and crisp. We've got lots and lots of content that has been just flowing for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and we've got a lot more coming up. I know that we've got a couple new writers on there. Again, shout out to Chuck Dick, aka Charles Dickens, who is coming in real hot with his first couple articles for the website. Really excited to see all the content that he pumps out from there. And then also a big plug for the Wicked Good Gaming shop. If you go to wickedgoodgaming.com/shop, there's tons of new merch out there. I just dropped the fall collection, so we've got a lot of new hoodies, sweaters, t-shirts, all featuring that new glorious badge logo that we just dropped. So make sure you go check that out because we definitely we need as many sentient billboards as possible, and we barely make a dime off those shirts anyway. So it's really just a matter of, hey, get some nice comfy clothes, support your boys, and tell your friends where you got it. So thank you, everybody, and thank you, Brian, for coming on the show. Really hope you want to come back on soon. And, obviously, maybe I'll see you, like, violently shaking outside of a PAX East again. Are you going to PAX East this coming year?
Like to. I haven't been since it's like 2013, I think, was the last one I went to.
Yeah, because I saw you.
Last time I've gone to Boston.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get you back out here. We're gonna get you back out.
2014 was the last one I went to.
All right, so yeah, you gotta catch up. I mean, there's
I'm due.
Yeah, there's lots more traffic, and a couple bars have been knocked down since then. So, but yeah, if you come out there, first round's on Chris. We'll show everybody a good time, and it's all right. The t-shirt money's hitting. I'm just kidding. It's not hitting. But yeah, we'll see you real soon, and make sure we keep in touch. And for everybody else that's listening, thank you for tuning in. We had a couple of our usual suspects in here, but we did have some great new subs that have popped in. So big welcome to you guys. Make sure you check us out anywhere that you find podcasts. So that is Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, radio.com, What else we got? I thought I had like a definitive list here. And yeah, here we go. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Overcast, and now radio.com and iHeartRadio is where you can find Not Another Gaming Podcast. Make sure that whatever you do before you go to bed tonight, before you even do another thing, before you switch over the laundry, steal your girlfriend's Amazon Prime. Log into twitch.tv. Go to twitch.tv/wickedgoodgaming and subscribe to us because it's free and she's never going to know. And that is a great way to support your boys.
September.
You know what I'm saying? I usually thought that was just for Subway, but apparently it's also now for Twitch. So really excited to see whatever that means. So what is September, Rob?
I think it's half off every tier 1 subscription. It could be tier 2 and 3, I believe, as well, but I know for sure it's tier 1.
Yeah. All right. So it's half off every tier 1 sub. So make sure you go do that. Or you can just like tier 2 sub twice, make 2 different accounts, make a burner account, steal your girlfriend's Amazon Prime for that one. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different easy ways to support us. So, and it's always much appreciated. But until that time that we see you again, thank you so much for tuning in. We love y'all and we'll see you next week.